What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast, episode 143. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm still getting through my supply of brewskis, and I'm back on the Widowmaker in my rotation. Want a little kind of a dessert beer tonight. Like something nice and dark and smooth.
Nice. I'm Joseph, and I have my final Misty Mountain Hops IPA.
Is that 3 weeks in a row?
It's still good. I know it's not like me to have this much or this many recurring beers, but
I know.
it's I'm going through a process of change right now with switching jobs, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm Gabe, and I I thought I drank all of my Flavor Wave IPAs, but I didn't. Turns out I just bought so much groceries that they were stuffed in the back of my fridge, and I was like, I'm an alcoholic. I probably drank through all of them. And then they disappeared after I made dinner a couple times with the ingredients that I had. So I still have 2 more left after this, I think. So I didn't even get halfway through, so...
That's basically free beer at that point. You didn't think you had it, and then it appears in the back of the fridge.
The mentality that I'm using, and it's a little dangerous. So yeah, indeed, Flavor Wave IPA is one of my favorites in the city. So glad to have it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm Dayton, and I am just drinking a lime LaCroix seltzer water tonight.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nah, you would get excused.
You get a booster or something?
You need a booster seat too with that?
Well.
Yeah, PSA, go get your booster shots or COVID. You're probably, ready for it at this point. But yeah, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. As always, you can find our show on Mondays on YouTube and podcast services. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitch. You can find the links in the description. But yeah, let's get into our weekly updates. Joseph, I'm going to you first because you hinted to me earlier this week, we were just chatting, that you had a hell of a day. I think it was on Monday. What happened to you?
I don't want to hype it up too much, but did I? Yeah, okay. So first of all, Monday is one of my days off with my new job. It's Sunday and Monday, so I have to work Saturday, but I still get 2 days off. Not the point. So I was like, ooh, Monday. No, I won't have anyone like in my hair. I'll be able to just get some shit done. So I was like, ooh, let's start it off. I was gonna get an oil change on my car, and I make an appointment online because I can do that because I was doing it through the dealership because I have like a maintenance package. And I make an appointment. There's a bunch of time slots, so I'm like, cool, I got options. So I pick one, no big deal, got some time. On my way, I had to pick something up from Alyssa's house, her apartment. And so she left the door like unlocked for me. So I go there, come back because she has like one of those electronic locks, but I don't know the code for it. I hit the lock button and realize I left my water bottle in her apartment. So now I'm out my water bottle. It's like, whatever, it's a water bottle. Not a big deal. Annoying, not a big deal. I get, eventually, I do some other stuff, get to the oil change, hand him my keys, sign the paperwork, and then he says, oh, by the way, we're behind about 2.5 hours. I hope that's okay. What? And I was like, well, it's almost 2 o'clock right now. There's no one to like pick me up. I'm in fucking White Bear Lake, like not nearby. What the fuck am I gonna do for 2.5 hours till they can get to my car? And it's just an oil change, so it's maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They do some other stuff with it, but not a whole lot. It's like whatever. Luckily, Alyssa got off work. She gets off work pretty early. She's able to pick me up. Whatever. Either way, it was like annoying, two and a half hours. I made an appointment. What the fuck?
Here's the
Like,
thing, Joseph, that I found with getting an oil change. Never trust the online appointment. You always gotta
no.
call. Those guys don't know how the internet works, okay?
I know. And like it's a
They're not updating the
dealership. So
system.
there was this old lady talking about her going to church and something acting up with her tires for like 15 minutes to the
Yeah.
person next to me. And I was like, yeah, that sucks. I don't want to hear about it. You don't need to tell this person your entire life story about why your tires are a little low on air.
Yep.
Um, but anyway, while I was at the dealership waiting, I was on Instagram and I saw something about Boho, so Mount Bohemia in the UP
I
ski
wanted to ask you about
resort.
this.
Huh?
I wanted to ask you about this because I kind of saw what was happening, but I don't really fully know the whole situation here.
Yeah, so one of my friends from school, he actually like two or three of them that I worked with at Ripley reposted on their stories this image talking basically shit about Mount Bohemia. And I was like, that's weird. People like Mount Bohemia. Like, obviously, like there's some things people don't like about it, but it's generally a pretty positive thing. So I read up on it. Apparently, the ski resort bought or paid for or trademarked the name Mount Bohemia and sometime in 2020.
Hmm.
And now they're going after local businesses that have been selling like t-shirts and stuff that it just says Mount Bohemia on their shirts and like sending them cease and desist and actually suing them about it. And like here's the thing, like the mountain, the geological formation has been called Mount Bohemia for years. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
the ski hill did not come up with that name by any means. Like so the big thing is the Bear Belly Inn. They're the ones who are like, no, we're not going to stop selling this. Fuck you. So
Hmm.
they're attacking them, and like, I forget what the legal term is, where they're
Cease
like,
and desist.
no, yeah, they send them a cease and desist, but they're like suing them, but they're basically not doing anything. So you're just having they have to pay for lawyers, but nothing's really going anywhere. So it's just like, how long can you afford your lawyers?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
the people that I guess someone just bought, like there's a change of hands of Boho recently at around the same time, and they have a lot of money. Someone was calling them like a trust fund baby and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
like it's clear that if it comes to that, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know if you guys have been to the Bear Belly Inn, but it's like this restaurant in Lac La Belle, right near Mount Bohemia, like locally owned. Obvious, I say obviously, but just like this small restaurant, and they've got like cabins for people that go camping and snowmobiling and stuff in the area. And Boho's just been really shitty about all this stuff, and they've been selling like there's a picture of these sweatshirts that people have that they bought from the 80s that say Mount Bohemia. And I want to say Mount, like the ski resort's been around 15, maybe 20 years. And I could be wrong on that, but like not since the 80s. So like they really don't have a leg to stand on. And their claim is, well, we were able to trademark it, so we're going to. And it's just,
Just
I
so
don't know.
shitty.
It's shitty and it just put a bad taste in my mouth. And like I don't know, they like blocked all comments on their Instagram and they were deleting Facebook reviews and stuff and like just all kinds of just shady shit. And it was like, okay, if that's how you like, I don't know, if you're gonna attack like small businesses in the UP, like I don't know, it's and
Where do you get off? And it's like it's the UP. How much money is there really to be made on this stuff? You know, it's just not like a
yeah.
populous area.
And like the owner commented and since deleted the comment, but basically saying we've kept that like the Bear Belly Inn alive and afloat because of our business. And it's like, no, they've been around long before you. Like
Mhm.
there's more than just skiing up there. Like get off your high horse. So that kind of I don't know. I wouldn't say ruined my day, but it put a bad
Yeah.
taste in my mouth and stuff. Um, so I was already like not having a great day. So I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? I'm gonna get some comfort food for dinner. I don't feel like cooking. Don't feel like going to the grocery store. I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. They got some pretty easy
Love it.
vegetarian options and Plus, if you replace the black bean or the meat with black beans on their tacos, at least for me, it doesn't upset my stomach. So that's a pretty good deal. Until I get the food and realize they didn't put black beans on it. So now I'm out my dinner, and Gabe was lucky enough to be there, so he got my leftover food that I couldn't eat. And then I wrote a quick list because I knew I was gonna forget. There's this other thing, and this was like when I was leaving to get to my uh, oil change. I get a call from like Subaru, and they're like, "Hey, we want we want to make an appointment for like this thing." It was like some coating to protect from like chips and rust and stuff, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "You bought this," and I was like, "I did? Yeah, when you bought the car." And I was like, "A year ago? You want to set up this appointment now?" And they're like, "Yeah, when can we pick it up? We'll need the car all day." And it was like, "What are you talking about? What the fuck is this?" So next Monday, I'm not gonna have my car because of this thing that I bought over a year ago and I forgot. And it was just like, again, any one of these things, not a bad thing. But like the compounding in the moment, I was like, fuck this day. Like, fucking hell. Um,
Oh,
so that was my excitement for Monday.
yeah,
Nothing else too crazy happened. But yeah.
yeah. No, that I feel like I relate a lot because like whenever there's car shit going on, other things just happen to go wrong, and it's just the
Yeah.
fucking worst, and it's never as easy as you want it to be.
God
Um,
damn. And I was thinking
on
like
the
a Monday, how many people are getting oil changes on a Monday afternoon? Like it was like
I know.
1 o'clock. Fuck
I know.
this.
I usually try to go in the middle of the weeks. I mean, my schedule's pretty flexible. I'll go like on a Thursday morning, and yeah, like you said, there's a bunch of people in there and a bunch of old ladies who like know
Yeah.
the guys. And they bring, oh, my car felt a little weird today, and they'll go like drive it, and like, yeah, nothing's wrong. And like, are you sure? And I'm like, lady, you're holding up my goddamn oil change. Like, get out of here. But
Yeah.
anyway, a positive for Monday, I will say, is so this weekend, right? This weekend, I'm just like on Reddit, supposed to be doing homework, but I'm not. I'm on Reddit and just looking at shit. And there's this rumor going around that Halo is gonna drop early on Monday. If you're like, oh, it's the 20th anniversary of Halo, they're gonna drop it early. All these sources are like confirming it. I'm like, maybe, but I don't know. I just like couldn't see it. I wasn't sure. Monday rolls around, they do their anniversary stream at the very end. They're like, by the way, Halo's out now, baby. Let's fucking go. I downloaded that shit and hopped right on. Halo's back. I've been playing it all week and I fucking love it. It is so fucking fun. Um, I'm trying to get everybody to play it with me because it's free to play. So if you want a good ass game and you don't have Joseph's PC, which can't run it for some reason, get this game.
That was the other thing. I couldn't download it for the longest time on Monday.
I was playing, and Joseph was watching I was streaming to Joseph. Joseph was trying to download it. It was taking fucking forever to download because everyone was trying to download it at the same time on Steam. So, I played for like 2 hours and Joseph wasn't able to finish downloading. And then right when I finished, I'm like, try it like stopping and restarting, and he did. Then it like sped up immediately. So like if you would
15
have done that
minutes.
earlier, it would have been fine. But then yesterday we tried to play and it kept crashing on Joseph. So maybe tonight after we finish, we'll get it sorted out. But yeah, I've been very happy this week just playing that every day. It's been a very good time. But yeah.
Nice.
Gabe, how's your week going?
Pretty decent. I'm trying to think. We talked last Thursday. That's usually when we record, right? It's
Feels like
crazy.
a long time ago
It does.
for some
I'm trying to
reason.
think of, like all the stuff I've done. Uh, did some normal weekend bullshit. I went to my first NHL game on Tuesday with a coworker.
Oh, nice.
That was super fun, except the Wild decided they wanted to get bent over that night, uh, which sucks because like at the time, I was kind of hyping up to my coworker. I'm like, oh, dude, they're number one in their division or like their conference right now, and they were, and they were doing like super good, and they just so bad. But I mean, it was still fun to like go, and it was my first time in downtown St. Paul, so
Mm.
that was really cool. I had a good time checking that out. Um, did a little bit of extra climbing stuff. What else? I went to a speakeasy today. That shit was weird.
Cool. I like those.
Uh,
On a Thursday? Goddamn.
yeah. So there was this restaurant. It's right by Joseph's old apartment. Actually, you live there too. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Young Joni.
Yep.
They have a place called the Back Bar. It's very inconspicuous. I immediately opened the door that was actually their kitchen, and had two people look at me and go, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, I'm looking for a speakeasy. And got a very expensive drink and expensive pizza, but it's really cool environment. I just felt like I wasn't hipster enough, and
Yeah.
that's in Northeast, which is a very hipster neighborhood. The people who know Minneapolis, already a pretty hipster place, but it was extra hipster. Felt a little out of place, but Young Joni Pizza is very good. If you guys know anything about Minneapolis, and the drink was really good, and it wouldn't be something I would normally order, but it was really cool. Also,
You're paying for the experience, you know.
Mhm.
yeah, no, you're paying for the environment, and like this drink was like, I forget, it was like some honeycomb style. It's supposed to be like a honey and gin It was really fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Was it $12 good? Probably not, but you're paying for the environment because like to get into it, it just looks like a metal bar, like that's a part of the building, and that's actually like the door handle. And like the moment I like I walked into the kitchen and I was like, "What the fuck's the speakeasy?" Like, you see that bar that doesn't look like a door? That's a door. I'm like, it seems like a speakeasy thing to do.
Yeah, you gotta hide from the government, man.
Yeah,
It's illegal.
and that's why they have, fire escape doors and sprinkler systems because it's, so underground. No, and then like I immediately opened the door and there's like two people like right in my face, like, let me see your ID. Like, I don't know. It was very off-putting, but it was still really cool, the experience. Really interesting. To brewery. And then I finally made my way to a museum that I've been looking to go at forever. That was pretty decent, pretty cool. So, yeah, just a lot of random different stuff. Been trying new stuff around the city. Tried a new bagel shop in North Loop. Holy fuck, I didn't know bagels could be that fucking good, guys.
Is it like a
There's
mom
some-
and pop shop, or is it a
it's
franchise?
called Rise Bagels. It's a local store.
Okay.
But it was I don't know. I didn't know. Like I said, I know bagels get that good, and it's I don't know. I've been trying new stuff around the city. We're trying to break out of my normal spots. It's been really fun. So.
Oh yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Going back to Young Joni's for a second, Joseph, did you know they had a speakeasy there? Because I did not know that when we lived there.
I've been talking about going for a while.
I feel like we
Have
never
you
talked about it
gone?
when I lived there.
I wanted to go with the group, but it never worked out, and it's kind of far away. So
It is kind of
Yeah.
pricey, like I said. Like I think the cheapest drink was like $12. So.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned it, Gabe, because like I mean, we walked past that restaurant. I mean, who knows how many times when you just went to Dangerous Man all the time. We lived around there, and we'd walk by Joni's and either be like way too busy, and also just looked like way too cool for us and really expensive. And it's like, okay, if I want pizza, Elements like 2 blocks away. There's also a fish and chips shop down the road that's pretty good, and then we have the brewery right here. So it's like we never end up going.
So
but.
it's funny because on their website they have reservations for like the main restaurant, and then on there you go to like they have a page for the speakeasy style bar, right? And it says when it's open there's a red light in the alley, and that's when you know to go in. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking ominous. So I'm in a group chat, or in a group chat, sorry, in a Facebook group that's the lady at the gym told me to join. That's for this neighborhood. I just like put in there like, do you know when it's open? Because like I want to go today. I know when it's open. There was an hours page I totally missed.
I feel like an hours paid kind of makes the red light not as cool.
That was the thing. Like I know, and I was like, I was thinking of the red light's pretty ominous. So like I should ask just so I know if I want to go today, I can go today. And then some guy just links me to the fucking hours, and it's like normal restaurant, speakeasy hours, like right underneath it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't deleted the post, but I'm heavily considering it. 'Cause it's such a fucking stupid question, but.
The lady whose name you don't know at the gym gets you into this nice group, and you just
I
embarrass
know her
yourself
name.
immediately.
We've been over this, Betsy. Shout outs to Betsy. What a gal.
There we go.
Yeah.
Dayton, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, so I'll just kind of work backwards because today, I got my booster shot, which is why I'm kind of quieter than usual. Slight side effects right now. I'm kind of worried about tomorrow's. side effects, but still hanging in there. Let's see, what did I do? I guess the past few days I've been working a lot on Gabe's birthday project.
Mm.
Those are just like, little, for the people that don't, hear them, they're just like projects where I just take stupid shit that, each one of the guys says, and then I, compile it together into some, amalgamation of stupidity.
This one was really good.
And also just sheer disgustingness.
I feel like every year you make me sound shittier and shittier.
They've gotten more coherent, I've found. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
storyline's
first year,
gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, here's a little weird thing, and if I cut it here, it sounds like this thing. And like you'd do like a couple things, and it would kind of like jump around. But like
Yeah.
this one, it like the last couple felt like more of a story. Or
Yeah.
like an
That was really
actual
good. It
coherent.
gave me a lot of joy this one. Thank you.
Yeah, and I've definitely been focusing a lot more on that, which is why I've been like taking a lot more time on them, because like I usually like scrub through between like 4 and 5 episodes, to find like good samples, except like now that I have well 2 full just like Audacity files of just samples of each one of you saying
Me
stupid
saying
shit.
dumb shit. Yeah.
I have quite the elaborate library now, to pull from, so I can really string together any narrative.
Do you
that
have
I
them
want.
like saved as like Gabe says XYZ?
I do, yeah. So like on like the
Okay.
file, I have each sample as a different track on it, and then I have it named as like what you're saying.
Okay.
So this one I took a decent amount of time on. Finished all my Christmas shopping early.
Nice.
Went on a run. Went on a bike ride. What else did I do? Oh, Saturday I went on a date. I don't know if I told you guys that.
God, why? We never find out until the fucking podcast.
Well, it's because I don't want to spoil it. Come on.
5 days ago,
Spoil
Dean,
the
goddamn
date.
it. What's
I don't want-
what's the scoop?
How long
Um,
until she asked you your astrological sign?
She hasn't yet. She hasn't yet. So that's
Yeah,
that's
that's a
TBD.
second date thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so we have a second date planned for this Sunday. We're gonna go out on a trail run, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I mean, it went
Leave her in
really
the
well.
dust.
I don't know. It might be kind of difficult. She's pretty fast. But yeah, I'm excited for it. See how it goes. But
Did you meet her on a dating app?
yeah, on Hinge. Yep.
Have you utilized the voice function yet, or did
No,
she use it?
no, I haven't. No, I haven't. And
I have a video to send you. It is the funniest shit ever.
what is it?
It's like some guy's voice prompt that some girl recorded and put on TikTok.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
watched.
like-
I might want to talk about. I watched a bunch
It's like
of those.
it starts off and it's like my special talent. It's like how I go down on a woman. Then he goes. It's the funniest shit ever. He goes for like fucking 20 seconds.
See, I do think that it would be really funny to do one, and just make it, like the I don't know what
He's
the prompts
pure
would be,
me.
but it would just be like,
Yeah.
"What's up?"
Yeah, oh, it's so funny. I'll have to send it to you guys. It's a good one.
But yeah, no, I've seen a handful of like profiles that have voice prompts in them, and I am just so scared to click on them that I have not clicked on a single one of them.
That's surprising to me because I feel like that's like the fastest way to get to know somebody is like just hearing their voice and just like how they talk, like that you can like know something immediately just by hearing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Should
see
just
him and I'm
take
just like,
clips
eh.
from the podcast and just make that the voice.
Yeah.
Gabe, take the birthday present the date made for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Right on
Yeah,
There's a few good lines in there, Gabe. Come on.
yeah. There's a couple about me liking hookers. That would really attract all the ladies.
I think there was a bit about being shit on too. I think.
Yeah, and
That was
then
the
it
prominent
cuts to
one.
me saying, "I like it so much." I'm glad those aren't public. If you posted on my LinkedIn or some shit, I'd be blackballed from every industry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I get back on dating apps, I think in the new year, I'm gonna try it out. I want to make it work. I feel like, it's a very easy way to get your personality across because I have a hard time with that on
I don't
dating
know,
apps.
man.
So
I'm scared of it.
Granted, I'm out of the game, but I feel like it's a fine line of
it's a
like
very fine line. Yeah,
between cringe and like what the fuck is
Funny.
this? And then like actual like funny or like helpful.
yeah. No, I'll float some ideas by you guys when I get back in and make sure I'm not being too
Yeah, you're gonna
cringy.
have to screen it for
Mhm.
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
before you full send it.
My girlfriend's going through an intense screening process before
Yeah,
anyone sees it.
exactly.
So, yeah. Anything else you wanted to mention, Aiden?
No, I think that's about it. At least that I
Oh yeah.
remember.
Well, I'm excited to hear about the second date, uh, and if she can keep up with you or not.
Who knows, dude? She
Oh.
might be blowing me
Dude,
out of the water.
fuck that shit. When they're like, "Oh, can they keep up?" No, get that out of here.
All right, there we go. Well, let's get into topics for tonight. So this week's episode, oh, sorry, before I get to that, reminder, we are not recording this the week you're hearing this because of Thanksgiving. So next week there'll be no episode. Sorry about that. So a week off, and then we'll be back at it hopefully. But no episode next week. Anyway, topics for tonight. We have a few topics here that were suggested to us by people we know in our lives. And I thought, hey, let's just do some rapid fire topics and just see what happens. So this first one comes to us from Gabe's dad, good old Fred.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
he gave it to us at the cider squeeze.
Oh, wait,
Uh,
I don't remember this.
you'll remember once I say it. He wanted us to talk about recurring dreams or just weird dreams or anything about dreams.
Mm,
Um, but I think talking about if you had any recurring dreams when you were growing up is probably the
Mhm.
easiest thing to remember, just because obviously dreams are very hard to remember normally. So does anybody want to start us off with a weird recurring dream they've had at
Oh
some
yeah,
point in their life?
I've got one. I've got one.
Give it to me, Dayton.
It doesn't make any sense, as all dreams don't.
I'm gonna say
Um,
what dreams actually have
except
sense in them.
except the one trigger for it was, I guess before I talk about the trigger for it, I need to give you a breakdown of what my bedroom used to look like when I was younger. All right.
Okay, give it
So
to me.
I had two twin beds in my bedroom, and it's like a pretty much a square room, right? And diagonally from two of the corners, my twin beds were like pointing in towards the center, right? So there's this weird little triangle of space behind each bed. Okay.
Set up this.
I wanted it set up like that. I don't know. It was when I was like in elementary school. I was like,
All
this
right,
is
all
gonna
right,
be
all right.
so cool, you know? You never did that when you're younger. You'd be like, I want to
No, I never had
rearrange
two
my
beds.
room. Oh well, the bed. I don't know. I don't know why I had two beds.
My
in
my
my
room was a lot smaller
Yeah.
than yours
I'm
was.
sorry I didn't have as much money as you did.
Okay, but anyway,
I had bunk bed.
so in elementary, no, was it elementary school? Yeah, I think even up till like middle elementary school, I would still like wet the bed on occasion.
Nice.
And so like I would, and whenever I would wet the bed, instead of like hopping over to the other bed in my room, I would grab a blanket and go into that little triangle space behind my bed and sleep back there. And every
Okay.
time that I slept back there, I had this one reoccurring dream. And it was basically like, think of it like Monopoly, except it was first person Monopoly, except instead of the board, you were up in the trees, in like the canopy of trees, and the
Okay.
board, like the board that you were like walking on essentially, was like rope ladders. And then there were portals every so often, but like you still had to
Okay.
like move like you were in like Monopoly, and you would like move through like these portals and shit in this canopy, and that's all I remember. But for me, the weirdest part is the trigger. Like, why did it only happen when I was behind my bed?
Do you think it was it because you were in that space, or do you think it was because you pissed the bed? Because you're a little,
I don't know.
bedwetter, little bedwetter baby, you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fuck. Now he's writing that time down.
So it wasn't like a scary dream, it was just a weird one.
Yeah, just a weird one. Like nothing bad ever happened, but it was just like, why the fuck am I up in the trees right now, and why am I going through these portals like randomly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're not gonna be able to describe a lot of these or what the reason behind
Yeah,
it. I
I
like,
feel like dreams always make way more sense in your head, and then like as you continue to describe them, like I don't know what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck you're
I will
trying to say.
say, like, I would say for the past couple years, any dreams I remember, I know why I had that dream. Like, it's because like a family member's in it that I was just thinking about or talking to, or something happened in my day that's like in the dreams. Like most of the time, I know why I have the dreams I do.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the vast majority of dreams that I remember lately are One Piece related. Like there is One Piece
Oh
characters in
my
there,
god.
something One Piece. Like the amount of One Piece dreams I have is like insane. At least the ones I remember anyway. But I did have a recurring, I'll call it a nightmare. It wasn't like a super scary dream, but it was unsettling. Back when I was a kid, I don't think there was a particular trigger for it, like yours, Dayton. It would just happen every once in a while, and not a lot to it. I'm in the woods. I'm scared, and there is a witch, like a classic, Disney witch kind of person with
Okay.
the hat and everything, on a bicycle, just running me down. So I'm just running through the woods trying to outrun this witch on a bike. Not
Was
a
it a
happy
mountain
dream.
bike? Was it full suspension?
No, it's
29 or
like it was
27 and a
like
half?
one of the.
Is it a
It's like a
beach
city
cruiser with a
bike.
little basket?
Yep,
Yeah,
Joseph nailed it. Nailed it. They had a little basket. Don't think anything was in the basket, but
that's amazing.
yeah, just getting
Uh,
chased through the woods by this witch, and I don't know why it happened.
Was this after you'd watched The Wizard of Oz? Because isn't like in when it's still black and white in The Wizard of Oz, the
You
witch is
know,
riding the bike?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever really saw Witch of Oz as a kid, and the dream wasn't in black and white. I did get lost in the woods when I was younger, so maybe that is when it started. I got really scared when I got lost in the woods, so that's probably a good reason. But yeah, witches were never really a part of my life, or my media consumption. So I don't know why a witch was picked for that.
uh,
But
don't know how
yeah, I
to
had it
catch
like
that.
5 or 6 times, and I was not a fan.
Huh.
Yeah, Gabe, did you have anything?
Yeah, I did. I guess the most I have two. The first one is almost always, I think I might have talked about this before. Almost always school related. Uh,
Mm,
Pretty much all through, probably after middle school on, I had dreams a month, usually before school would start, that I was late for school
mm.
and that school had started and I forgot what day college or not college, middle school or high school had started. And I would just, miss it and freak out because I was a nerd and be like, oh no, I missed school, the first day of school. Which isn't that exciting, but I even have it now. It's less and less now, but I still have dreams. Um, I think the first year after I graduated college, it was almost every month, but now it's every like I don't know, 6 months at this point where
Hmm.
I would have dreams that I forgot a class in college and they called me up and they're like, "Hey, uh, so we messed up and you weren't supposed to get this degree. You have to go back to school." And then they called my work and then my work's like, "Yeah, you don't have a job anymore. Like you're gone because you don't have a degree. Your whole life's a lie." Which is mildly the plot of the show Community.
Mm.
So maybe that's like where some of the reoccurring part comes, but it still happens all the time where I'll just have a dream that like I wake up and like I don't have a job and I gotta go to class and it's like one class and it's something fucking stupid, you know.
Missed out
Like,
on a single gym credit.
and that's the
Fuck, I
thing.
get to play volleyball for half the
And I
semester
think that
now.
might be the trigger is like Tuesday I was telling one of my coworkers who we went to the hockey I went to the hockey game with that our school we have to take PEs and that's not very common. Like we have to
Yeah,
take physical
yeah.
education classes. And I told him that if I didn't snowboard enough, I wouldn't be sitting at this arena because I needed it for my degree. And he just gave me the most wild fucking look. He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I mean, I had to snowboard so much. I had to get a vertical feet or I get the
Yep,
credit and I didn't get the
yep,
degree and then I don't get the job and I'm not here with you. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know where it came from, but
Yeah.
uh you just need PE credits, man. Like
Well, you needed extracurriculars, which most people did with PE. You could do like pep band or
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
It's like high school. It's like they expect you to do like
Well,
extracurriculars.
and then he was like, I don't want to be rude, but like, how do the unathletic people like, get their degree? I'm like, well, I mean, there's table tennis and, like
Billiards
silly
and
classes.
stuff
Yeah,
like
and
that.
then
Bowling.
and that was the funny part. He was like, so what ones did you take? And I told him I took pool, and he goes, so you just like swim? And I was like, no. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, no. And he goes, you mean like billiards? Yes. Uh, but on a more scary point, I think the only other like reoccurring one, and I honestly haven't had it in a hot minute, is I've always had ones, and it's pretty common for my understanding. If you guys like try and run in your dreams, you like run in place.
Mhm.
I've had dreams where like there was like a snake, and you could be like, nah, trying to kill me, but I couldn't run away, and I'd like run in slow motion all the time. The threat changes, but the speed of me running does not. Where each dream I feel like I try to run from something and I'm just like the slowest fucking person on earth. And it ends up getting me killed, but I'm still like alive, and then I know it's a dream.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Where like once I like realize I'm not dead, I'm like, this is one of those dream things. And I still run slow. So I don't know. Those are the big
Quick,
two that come to mind.
quick sidebar going off of that. Like for you guys, what's the most annoying thing about being in a dream? Because to me, it's that I can't see shit. Like it feels like my eyes are like clogged up with stuff, and I'm trying to look at stuff, and it's like can't see it clearly, and it pisses me off so much. It's like
You want it to be
I'm
in
trying.
HD.
I'm trying to see this person's face, and I can't fucking see them. And I try to like wipe my eyes, and it like doesn't work. And then I realize I'm in a dream, and I kind of just like force myself to wake up. Um, but yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
See, I don't like I can see faces. I don't have an issue with that or like what I see. But once I start figuring it out that it's a dream, cannot keep my eyes open. Like
Mm.
there'll be a point like I'll be doing something. I'm like I remember vividly one time I was in a lightsaber duel with Darth Maul in my
As you do.
front yard,
As you do.
in my childhood home, as is normal. And then all of a sudden I'm like, huh, this seems like a dream kind of thing. And then I couldn't, like, I was still fighting. And I knew, like, oh, I have to swing this way to not die. But I couldn't keep my eyes open. But, like, I could still feel, like, everything happening around me. But I just could, like, when you get, like, really tired and your eyelids are heavy?
Yep.
It's like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think
Dan,
for
what about you?
me, oh, go
Or,
ahead,
sorry,
dude.
go ahead, Gabe.
Oh, I was just gonna say I don't remember my dreams anymore. Like
Really?
I wake up and I have like no recollection of my dreams. Or like if I do, they're like I like forget about them in the next like hour after I wake up. So like if you asked me, I mean, the one dream that I remember like recently is I occasionally get a reoccurring one where like my teeth fall out.
Oh yeah, I've had
yeah.
those.
But like that's the only thing that I remember about the dream. I don't remember like what led up to it or anything like that.
I think it's because you get up too early. You're not. You're
It
not
might
around for the
be.
dreaming hours. Because-
I remember having that dream, like my teeth fell out when we first learned about how like smoking is bad in like sixth grade or
Oh.
fifth grade.
Uh-huh.
And I had a dream that night that I had one cigarette and then like all my teeth fell out. Formative dream.
From the
honestly.
ones you told us about, Gabe, it sounds like a lot of your dreams are very anxiety fueled.
Yeah. A little bit.
But it's very understandable. I feel like mine are mostly people fueled. Like I rarely have a dream where I don't know everyone in it. Like I just like have my family or friends or One Piece characters. Like people I know.
Okay.
The important people.
The important people.
And then you wake up next to the body pillow of your One Piece character.
Oh, I wish. I wish. Joseph, what about you? Have any weird recurring dreams?
I had one as a kid that like always stuck out to me, and I think I've talked about it before. I vaguely remember talking about it on this podcast. But basically I would be like in my this so for context, I loved the movie Jurassic Park as a kid. For good reason. It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside is I got scared as shit of dinosaurs because of it. So I would have a dream pretty often that like I would be home and all of a sudden dinosaurs would be attacking our house. And so like I'd have to hide under the table while the T-Rex is outside our window and just all kinds of different things like that. And then we would like get into our car, which was always an open Jeep, like it is in Jurassic Park, and we'd have to drive away with the T-Rex chasing us, and we'd have to make it to the safe zone or whatever it was. It was always a different place, but like we always had a destination out of there that was like safe from the dinosaurs. And yeah, I just always remember like waking up or like just being in my house, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a T-Rex outside, and we gotta run away from that. And that was very frightening as a kid because it was always in my house. It wasn't like I was somewhere else and it was happening. It was like I remember hiding underneath my dining room table and like specifically like the windows and everything just being it was the house. Like that's how it was. And so that always freaked me out as a kid. Haven't had it in a long time. So I'm not as afraid of dinosaurs anymore.
Should watch Jurassic Park again. Yeah.
It's a good movie. I do enjoy it still. So
I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have the weirdest dreams, it's when I like wake up, I like do something on my phone, and I go back to sleep. That's when the weird zone is. I have the craziest fucking dreams when it's like the extra sleep you're not supposed to be having. My brain just goes on overdrive and it comes up with some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
forbidden sleep. Exactly.
The forbidden nap.
Yeah, that's enough talk about dreams. Let's get into our next topic here. So this one's coming from our friend Emily, who is well known in the podcast, and she sent this to us because she saw it on a different podcast. So we're stealing it from them. What are the best places to drink that aren't a bar or your house? That is the question.
Speakeasy.
That's a bar.
That's a bar. Yeah.
Waterfront, beach, lake,
Beach is solid.
on a boat, at a pool, waterfront.
Oh, boat's great. I think
When I was in New Mexico for my internship, it was allowed to drink in parks, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, not that people don't drink in parks now, but something about like just getting trashed in a park while people are like doing their own, going about their business, walking their dog, playing volleyball. Good time. Like it's just fun. Like I'm in public and I'm trashed. It's great.
I like the story, Gabe. The reason I'm laughing is because I just thought of Lincoln Park's brother band, Drinkin' Parks.
God fucking damn it.
I was confused why you were laughing.
Get out of here, Dayton. Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm disappointed
like
that's
it.
what it was. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I should like Photoshop that now. Like
That's
feel
gonna
like
be the thumbnail. Drinking Parks.
I agree though. I think that drinking in parks is good, especially when it's not legal and you have to be sneaky about it.
Like at breakers that we never drank in legally, but if
Nobody
it
cares.
were legal, that was really fun.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, because you could have the fire right on Lake Superior, and then when the cops came by, you bury your beer and then unbury it.
Waterfront.
Pretty good.
This is a pretty cheap answer, but campfire is always good. Camping. Dayton, I'm sure. I mean, you're a big proponent of drinking while camping.
Especially if it's
yeah.
grain alcohol.
Oh yeah.
And then the podcast that she referenced brought up hotel rooms, which I haven't done a lot of, but I can see the appeal. I mean, it's a bar, but the hotel bar is a very specific environment. But yeah, get another one's Dayton.
Yeah, I think like just absolute that somewhere that's just absolutely dingy. Like you're like, man, this place is like fucking nasty, but like you're having like a really good time. So like I don't know,
a frat basement type deal.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about them. I think that they're just like so much fun. Yeah,
I
and
was
then
saying, like, I
I
like
think
house party. The house party vibe is good.
yeah, yeah. And I uh like just drinking like during the day on your lawn. I think
Okay,
that's
I'll give
pretty
it to you.
fun.
I'll give it
I
to you.
think
It's
that's
outside.
pretty fun.
Does the
Um,
garage count?
the garage with the door closed.
Yeah, with the door closed.
With, um, and then what's the last one that I had in mind? I think like just out of like the back of your car after you get done like hiking or running or
Mm,
biking or
yeah.
anything like that.
Snowboarding.
That's yeah,
So, yep.
that's like
On-site
that's
skiing
a
or
big one.
snowboarding.
It's a good
That's a big
time.
one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I just thought of one as you were talking. Fucking airports.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah, the airport bar.
You get through security or you have a layover and you're like, man, I got like 2 hours or an hour, you know? What are you gonna do? Sit there and fucking do something productive? No. You're gonna go to some shitty fucking bar that's not really a bar. They're gonna give you a shitty drink that's overpriced. But here's the good part. Everybody else is in the same fucking boat. They don't know what else to do, so they're getting trash. It's fucking 12:30. You're drunk.
Eat any
It's
time of day. It
it's
does not
amazing.
matter.
And people just talk because they're like, I have nothing else to do but get drunk and fucking, wait for my flight. It's awesome. My last couple of work trips, I've been drunk like before I get on the plane because then you're drunk on the plane and you're just nice and relaxed. It's a great time. It's a great spot.
See, Gabe, I hear you. I can't do it, and here's why. If I'm at the airport, I'm already in a bad mood. Okay. Uh,
But you're past
I
security.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but I'm
done.
still in a bad
The
mood.
worst is
I
behind you.
fucking hate airports. But here's the problem, Gabe. Even if my flight leaves in 5 hours, I still think if I go to a bar, someone's gonna happen. I'm gonna miss my flight. Like they're like, by the way, it's actually coming now, and you missed it. Like
No.
I feel like I have to be at the gate at all times.
Okay,
You know.
I get that anxiety a little bit, Jacob, but the thing that has saved me from that is you have the app, right? And
Sure.
the
Yeah.
app will be like, "Hey, you are boarding in a few minutes." Like, it give you like a 10-minute heads up before your zone even fucking loads. So it's like, even if it were the case, like the last
Right.
place I was at, the waitress was super slow because every place is understaffed right now. It wasn't like her fault, but I remember being like, "Oh, I should probably head over there,"
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
still wasn't a huge deal. Like,
Right.
the app never was like, "Hey, you only got 2 minutes left." So
Yeah. I
airport's my
think you're
answer.
right. I just hate airports. I'm always sweaty. I'm always sleep deprived. Like I just
What?
fucking hate airports, dude.
The
So
one
I don't
time
know.
I had or was at an airport bar was after I landed and I was waiting for my family to land because they were flying from like Chicago and I was flying from
mm,
Minneapolis. And I got there like an hour and a half, 2 hours before. So I was like, all right, I'll just sit at a bar. I can see where they're going to be coming out of, and I'll just sit here and wait and have a couple beers until they get here.
get
I
absolutely
what
tanked.
else am I gonna do? I didn't check a bag. Like I'm just waiting for them so they can get their shit and we can go. Like it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
does sound
that's
like
pretty
a good
cool.
time. I gotta say, like, minus the whole sweaty part and stuff like that, I'm similar to Jacob. I have never drank in an airport before. Um,
Really?
yeah, really. Um, Usually because I just want to get the fuck away from everybody.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I will like
Okay.
I'll like walk a lot through the airport and I'll find like an empty gate or like an empty terminal is like the best. Like if it's like closed down for like cleaning or like drug dogs
Hmm.
sniffing through or
Hmm.
bomb dogs, I'll go there and I'll just sit the fuck down and either read, watch like TV shows or anime or something like that, or play Pokemon. And
Hmm.
it's just super relaxing. Don't have to deal with anybody. Don't have to worry about people breathing down my fucking neck before I need to on the plane. Uh, but you know what?
That's fair.
I gotta say, I am flying out on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Right? I'm
Hmm.
flying
It's gonna
out.
be a busy day.
It's gonna be a busy day, and I'm gonna be flying out at like 6:30 or something like that. And I think I have like an
PM or
hour
AM?
p.m. So
Okay.
it'll be
Prime drinking time.
prime drinking time. So I might have to splurge.
But Dayton, as we all know, you have the worst luck. So you're playing the night delayed or mushed up, and you're not gonna have any layover time. You're just gonna be hauling ass
I know,
your
and
entire trip as usual.
bro, I literally saw an article that said that Thanksgiving travel this year is going to be awful because of this huge storm that's going to come out of fucking nowhere, and it's
Every
because
time
it's
I
because of the
travel.
jet stream, and it's going to cause high wind and snow and stuff. Literally,
Uh-huh.
only in the places that I need to fly.
Nice.
It's supposed to be incredibly rainy and windy out here, and then it's supposed to be just fucking rainy and windy in Chicago. And I'm like, seriously, like I
Nice.
literally cannot get to and from home without there being some sort of hiccup.
Well, if you do have time, I think you have to go to a bar and just experience it. Because let me tell you, Dayton, these bars are kind of cozy. Because they're
Yeah,
like,
they're kind of nestled into,
there's
the
something
side.
special about a bar that shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? I feel like airport bars are the perfect example of that, where it's just like, it doesn't feel right, but it's kind of cool because it's not supposed to be there, you know? If people are
Okay.
walking doing their daily business and you're just sipping a beer because you're a fucking, you know, traveler with a plan, you know? You're getting drunk and you're watching people run. It's so fucking fun. When you're the one not running, good time. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I will
I'll
say,
keep it in
I,
mind.
I feel like another downside though, Gabe, is I mean, I guess you could throw in headphones, but like, I feel like you kind of want to be aware of your surroundings. You can't really just like be on your phone or like on headphones and watching something at the bar, you know?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on my mood and like who I'm with. Like if I'm with like other coworkers, obviously I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
If I'm by myself, sometimes I just, will make talk with people next to me or the bartender, and other times it's like I just want to watch a show or something, and I'm just gonna get drunk while I watch the show. I can't bring the beer outside, so might as
Yeah.
well.
See, that's my
Oh,
main gripe is that you can't drink outside of the bar. If I could
yeah.
brown bag it into an empty terminal, I would be there friggin' all the time.
Yeah.
But the fact that I can't bring it out and like I have to sit at like a fucking bar without my friends, I'm just like,
Mhm.
eh,
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does help with friends. I don't know.
Yeah,
When I
because
was flying out of Kentucky, I remember they had the whiskey or whatever the fuck existed, got invented there. And they're just like
Oh yeah.
all over the
Bourbon.
PSA, they're like, remember, don't crack it before you get on the plane. It's like, that's no fun. Like,
Come on, what am I gonna do?
yeah.
I'm not flying the plane, you know?
Yeah. I'm just sitting there.
Oh my
Exactly.
God. All right, well, let's get into our third and final topic for tonight. This comes from my friend Andrea. And basically, she has gone through a kind of life change recently and has made the decision to switch to a non-smartphone. She's fulfilling her childhood dream of getting a BlackBerry. And so she wanted to ask us, could we live without a smartphone? Would we ever want to try it? And if there's any particular one we would get if we had to switch to a non-smartphone. And I'll just start by saying I'd be completely fucked because I use Google Maps like every single day for random shit. If I'm like looking up a business, like if their website or like reviews, or if I'm trying to find the bus schedule, or just you know me. I've noticed this direction. I'm just trying to get one point A to point B. I think that'd be the worst loss because like not having social media probably for the best, but Google Maps would be a big hit to my day to day life.
Just map quest everything.
And just print everything out.
Mm-hmm. But we used to do it for road trips. Have the printout.
Yeah, but I got to plan like the night before. I have to get a printer. It's a whole thing, Joseph. It's it wouldn't be good. But like I could still watch YouTube on my like TV and computer, and I can still check my email. Right? It was just I think the Google Maps in particular would be
I mean,
rough.
you can go on all social media. You can do everything that you could on your phone on your computer. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that
It's a
doesn't
question of do I
really.
ever need that stuff immediately if I'm just out and about. But yeah, what about you guys? Anything in particular stand out that you would miss?
So, well,
Everything.
I think I could do it, but not in my current lifestyle. So like
Mm,
when like Joseph and I were on Isle Royal, right? Like we had our phones on us, but like we didn't use our phones for anything other than like the
Take
camera.
pictures. Yeah.
Um,
right, right.
and that was 6 days. And honestly, I didn't even like think about that I didn't have like my phone or I didn't have service or anything like that.
Hmm.
Until
So I,
we landed and I had 6 days worth of texts and Snapchats and shit. But yeah.
yeah, yeah, and like honestly, I really liked that, but it's not like I could live like how I'm living now, right? Or like where I'm like working every day. I'm going to and from a whole bunch of places. Like I'm trying to like keep in touch with like my family and all this stuff. I couldn't.
I mean,
I
to be
don't.
clear, you can still text and call. Like it's still a phone. It's just not a smartphone.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I'm thinking of it like hard cut off, like no phone. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe
And
I'll
like
just
a
have to keep like.
BlackBerry, depending on the BlackBerry, and I mean, if we're going with the BlackBerry here, you can still like browse the web with those usually. It
Yeah.
depends on which one, but like
I'm
I
going back
remember
to the Razer with the slide keyboard, baby. I fucking love that
that
thing when I
wasn't
was a
the
kid.
Razer though. The Razer didn't
Wasn't
have
it?
the
Is the
slide. No,
flip?
the
What was it
Razer
called?
flipped.
Yeah.
What's the one with the slide?
I don't know. There were a bunch
The
that
It was
had
the
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 slide.
rumor.
rumor.
Might
It
have been
was
the
the
rumor.
rumor.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Such a
I want a
bad
rumor.
name for a phone.
I know. It's such a like early 2000s, like, oh, you
Yeah.
kids and be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
texting rumors to each
The
other.
rumor. Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, get out of here with that shit.
No. I don't think I could do it. And I think it's solely based on maps, right?
Mm,
Uh, work trips alone, if I didn't have Google Maps, fucked.
yeah,
Absolutely fucked.
yeah.
Like I could print out MapQuest or whatever, but like you take one wrong turn, you're like, ah, shit. What do I do? I guess you could follow signs and stuff, but
Because I could
There's these
read.
things called road signs that
yeah,
kind of tell you where
yeah.
you're going.
But also like the amount of times I use my phone to prove something wrong or to look some information up just
Yep.
for the pure convenience. Like obviously I could still have a laptop in this situation, but like I will look something up real quick or like I don't know. It's too convenient
Yeah.
and I use it all the time. Like even in Minneapolis in an area that I'm super comfortable with at this point and I know my way around decently enough. I still fucking search like how to get someplace. I street view shit so I know what the parking
Mhm.
situation's like because that's important to me. Like, I don't know. I'm like always looking shit up
The
all the
worst is
time.
when you're driving like your normal route to get to your work, whatever, and then there's construction and your normal route's closed, and you're like, oh fuck, oh fuck. So I'm like driving, like trying to put it like, get me to work, please. My entire plan is screwed.
Yeah. Also, like music in the car, that'd be a hard
Yeah, you need an
sacrifice.
iPod. You'd have to get a second device for that
hmm
to download like music and podcasts, I feel like.
yeah, that would suck so much. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
I
just
could
like
do
my
it.
phone.
You're in, Joseph?
I agree with Dayton. Like sure, most of my group chats right now are on Snapchat,
Hmm.
so that would be a pain in the ass to deal with. Um, but in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of Snapchat anyway. If it switched to something else, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Um, but like when when I first moved here and Gabe and I got our shit stolen, I was without a phone for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
Hmm.
And sure, I like, yeah, like I would Google Maps like to see or like the traffic like on my laptop before I left for work, and like just and then like write down like, okay, I'm gonna take this way instead, and
Hmm.
like, okay, write down like the exit numbers because like by that point I like kind of knew the way I was going, so like it wasn't too bad. But I don't know. I figured it out and I was fine. I mean, the biggest thing, I had to buy an alarm clock, which I already have
Yeah,
now.
that is so funny to me because when you told me like, yeah, it's on my phone, I'm like, oh, that sucks, man. And you're like, you have to go buy an alarm clock. I'm like, oh yeah, because like all of us, I'm sure, use our phones for our alarms now. So it's like that's such a weird thing to think about.
Yeah. And yeah, so there were like weird things like that at first, but honestly, I don't know. It would just purely be the communication, which would be the hardest part for me. But
Hmm.
But you
I
can
don't
still
know.
text.
Yeah, yeah. But like my family has a Snapchat, so I get like pictures of my nieces and nephews a lot of times and stuff like that. So I would miss out on that, and like my mom will just text me pictures of stuff. So like there's that. But I think like once I got past that hurdle, I would be fine, I think.
Yeah, I think I could do it as well as long as it was like a normal week where I didn't have to go anywhere crazy, like anywhere out of the ordinary. Because like I'm on my whenever I'm at work or at in lab, I have my laptop. I can check Slack or email and shit. And at home, I have my PC. So like I'd be able to get the info I needed, um, at a still like a decent time interval. But if I had to travel anywhere or go any location where I wasn't used to, I'd be like, I don't know. But
Get a pocket atlas.
I'd be fucked.
yeah, it's pull the map that your parents had that you have to fold out in the car when you're on a road trip.
I don't know.
Also-
I was at Goodwill a while ago, and they had a pocket atlas. It was pretty small, and I was looking through it. It was pretty detailed. I mean, like it'd be a pain to like navigate like a lot, but like for like quick situations, it'd be like, okay, I know the main way I need to go. And like if you have a compass in your car, it's like, okay, the place I'm going is north of here. As long as I'm heading general north,
Right.
I'll get close until I see some sort of a sign. I don't know. I think too, depending on, I like to think I have a pretty good knowledge of how the road signs work, and I pay attention to that a lot, even when I do have maps open. So I think I'm a bit more prepared than like a lot of people are. Like Alyssa, for example. No shade to you, Alyssa. You're pretty bad with directions. And I ask you what a road is on, like what road you take, and she's like, "Oh, I have no idea what the name of the road is." It's like you've been driving this for years. How do you not know what?
I mean,
what road
just
it
because
is?
you don't know the road names doesn't mean you
Yeah.
don't know how
Yeah,
to
no.
get places.
Yeah, but like,
I'm very landmark based.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, but I'm saying landmarks don't help you if you don't know the area. Roads do, because it's like if you know that avenues always, let's see, streets, depending on how consistent it is, streets always go east and west, I think, and avenues go north and south. It could be backwards,
One of the
but
two.
it's one of those. Like it's things like that. If you know that, and
Or if
like
you know like how far down a road goes.
interstate, depending on the last digit, will tell you whether it goes east and west or north and south. I believe odd numbers, if it's 2 digits, odd numbers go north and south. So like 94 goes east and west across the country. Things like that,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't need all that shit.
But you would if you didn't have a phone.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is there any particular phone you guys would get if you had to drop the smartphone? I already
It
said I'm
wouldn't
getting a
matter.
boomer, baby.
They'd have the same features.
Yeah, but Gabe, when I'm texting, I want to slide that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get a full keyboard, I guess.
Yeah, I would get a
that'd be
full
the only-
keyboard.
It'd be the only requirement for me because everything else is the same.
What's that
It'd be a
old
BlackBerry.
person phone? It's like the
The
jitterbug.
The cricket.
Jitterbug.
I think it's
Cricket.
jitterbug.
Cricket
Oh,
was
Cricket
is
is
the
a-
wireless service.
Yes, yes, okay.
Jitterbug has
also
really
a
big
game.
buttons.
Yeah, for when you can't read. I remember my grandparents having a jitterbug.
Well, there we go. That's, most of us would probably be able to survive except for Gabe. He's absolutely screwed, but, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I'm fine admitting that 100%. Don't care. Wouldn't make it.
These days are too reliant on technology.
Don't care.
Well, that is our show for this week. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, you can find our show on Mondays on YouTube and podcast services. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitch. But until next time, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.